de la grasa, nigga.
Feel like the one, feeling it stuck. This ain't no rock, that's diamond in the cup. Light on my shoulders, I'm getting them rough. Money don't fold up, I feel like Pac in the tub. Showered in gold chains, knots on me. They got the slices, I stay with the block of cheese. Broccoli pressure, boy cost me 43. Hey, I stay in my lane, don't fuck with no one. Fuck with no one, whoa. If you mad, hold your horses, I'm still going up. You cannot stop it, just sit back and watch it. I pull up in different whips, yeah, I got options. Don't play with that sneak dissing, boy, you try-ters. They see me in person, they wanna talk about it. I feel like I'm, who you feel like? I feel like I'm pocking the tub with the chains on. Whole lot of gold. They want me to turn it down, I gotta stay on. And never go out. We ain't dimming the lights, no. Going out like dirt bikes. 12 o'clock. Everybody eating over here. Having more than one bite. Only the team get to play. Why? Only the team get to stay. Yeah. Silver spoon where they were with me. Dogs aggressive like they never ate. Savages. I was too quiet on the other side. Where they at? But I know they ain't plotting. Fuck with me, you die. No, I ain't playing. Telling me what? Don't give a fuck. They gon' talk when you down, they gon' talk when you up. I take what they say, along with the eighth. Kept me a wood, then I burn it up. Pack in the tub, chains on me. Feel like a thug, loud of guns. I got kickback, Daniel. Son still score when they foul. One need mine and some. Plus, spray on my body, rack plus. Some say I changed, I'm racked up. Hit for the money, fuck who next up. I stay on my 10 and no.
Yo, 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 yo. Yo, yo, what's going on, y'all? This is Marcus Rosa, a.k.a. Mazuma TV, back at y'all with some more boxing talk, man. What's going on, man? I hope everybody's having a blessed, beautiful, positive, productive day. You know what I mean? Or productive night at this time, man. I hope y'all enjoyed that little solar eclipse that was going on and all that shit. Pretty eventful day. You know what I mean? I had a great day at the gym as well, man, so I really don't got any complaints. You know what I mean? Shout out to the nation and the mob. We in the building, of course. You know what I mean? We well on our way to the 1900 mark, on the road to 2K. You feel what I mean? So shout out to the nation and the mob for making this possible. We got some things that we definitely going to discuss today, man. We're going to talk about Jaron Ennis. Jaron Boots Ennis, man. Philadelphia's very own, with the possibility of fighting Conor Benn. You know what I mean? We're going to speak on that situation and exactly why this is a rumor as of right now. And Gervonta Davis looking extremely ripped and ready to go against Frank Martin, man. Seems like he's ahead of the curve. So we definitely going to chop this up and get the boxing discussions, man. Hit the like button as soon as you come in, man. Hit the like button as soon as you come in so we could tweak the algorithm and all that good shit, man. Shout out to the nation and the mob, man. Shout out to Miles Jordan that's in the building. He said, yo, what's up? What's up? Teach. What's up, man? Silks Bando. We definitely in the building for sure, man. We're going to let a few more people get up in here. He said, why making Philly look bad? No Diddy. Get up. Yeah, I seen that shit when I think The Rock was on the floor or whatever. Yeah, I saw that, man. Yeah, I don't know, man. Meek definitely ain't representing Philly too well. I feel like a lot of these dudes from Philly ain't representing Philly too well. Whether we talking about Will Smith, weird ass, Meek Mill, zesty ass, bro, Lil Uzi out here, you know what I'm saying? Hella sugar in the tank, man. I don't know, bro. We've been having some bad representation. You feel what I mean? I think it's time that this channel blow up. You know what I mean? I reached that superstardom so I could show how Philly moved the right way. You know what I'm saying? You feel what I mean? It's like, no, I'm just fucking with you. But yeah, Meek ain't looking too good out here in these streets, man. That's a fact. I hope he get that situated, man, because those are some crazy rumors that's behind him, man. Definitely some crazy rumors that's behind him. But shout out to everybody that's in the building, man. Hit the like button. Hit the like button as soon as you come in. You know what I mean? We got some things that we need to discuss. You know what I mean? T says, Ben or Cody, these reports are all over the place. I mean, I just go based off of what the people are saying. You know what I mean? Maybe Conor Benn is calling out Boots because he see Boots has a mandatory. We don't know. You know what I mean? But we definitely going to discuss it regardless, man. We're going to speak on the possibility of them fighting and what happens in that fight if they do fight, which I think we all know is the obvious answer, especially on my end. You know what I'm saying? He said, Miles Jordan said, Ennis beats the brakes off Ben. Yeah, we're going to talk about it. Silks Bando, Edgar Berlanga been talking real crazy lately. Yeah, I seen the weirdo. Talking crazy, man. You know what I mean? Talking shit from his couch. You feel what I mean? What's next for Edgar Berlanga? Like, you know what I mean? He kept saying that he was Canelo's mandatory, and it turns out he was David Morrell's mandatory, so he was silent for a little while. And it looked like he just trying to cherry pick his way to a big money fight. That's what it's looking like to me. You know what I mean? But I hope he fights Diego Pacheco next. I honestly pray to God that fight comes together. You feel what I'm saying? I really hope that all comes together because it'll definitely put some silence over amongst the Edgar Berlanga fans for sure, man. He definitely not beating out. He definitely not beating Diego Pacheco. You feel what I mean? Diego Pacheco got too much for him, in my opinion. So we just gonna have to see what's up, man. You feel what I mean? We definitely gonna have to see what's up. But shout out to everybody that's in the building. Anonymous says Berlanga is ass. I mean, you ain't wrong for feeling that way, my brother. I think you have your reasons as to why you feel like that. And I agree with you 1,000%. You see what I mean? But let me see. Let's see what's going on. He said he said he rocked with Berlanga. Okay. You entitled to feel that you entitled to rock with whoever you wish, my brother. But you know, they ain't changing my opinion about him, unfortunately. You know what I mean? I think Berlanga got to actually show me some before I jump out the window and, you know, say that he's a top super middleweight, because I honestly believe he isn't. But that's just me personally. You know what I mean? Miles Jordan said Hitchens a bum. I stand on that, bro. He still got Haney name in his mouth. He don't even make it past Cruz. Nevertheless, Matias. I agree with that last statement right there. You know what I mean? I don't think Hitchens is a bum, but I do think that he's putting too much dip on his chip. You know what I'm saying? Pause. You know what I'm saying? I do think that you know what I mean, he got to crawl before he walk, if you get what I'm saying, man. I think he definitely need to you know, get some things together before he start talking as if he's an elite 140, because there's some flaws there for Richardson Hitchens, and he needs to clean them up before he faces the top level opposition. You know what I mean? Because like I said, at least 2 of the 4 champions at 140 right now pose a style that will give him a lot of problems and may very possibly beat him. Specifically speaking, Subriel Matias and Isaac Cruz. If you're struggling with the pressure of Gustavo Lemos, imagine that same pressure coming from the elite guys from Isaac Cruz. He will have a lot of trouble with Isaac Cruz, bro. You know what I'm saying? Them hooks is definitely going to be coming, you know what I mean, steaming. You know what I mean? Them bitches going to be blasting right in Hitchens' direction. And if he don't duck and he get hit with one of them Jones, it's going to be either a long or a short night for the boy. You see what I mean? Subriel Matias, you know, he applies a different type of pressure. Like I said, I seen Gustavo Lemos take a lot. I'm not going to say a lot. I seen him take some rounds off. Subriel not doing that. You know what I mean? He might start off a little slow. You know what I mean? He might, you know what I mean? He might, you know, try to fill you out and see where you coming from in the first 2 rounds or whatever. But right after that, it's all war. You know what I mean? It gets turns up to a different level, and you got to be able to deal with that. You know what I mean? So if you're struggling with Gustavo Lemos getting hurt by the man and everything, and a lot of people saying that you lost, there's some things that you need to change up in your camp. There's adjustments that need to be made. There needs to be improvements made within yourself before you go out here and start disrespecting guys like Devin Haney who earned his stripes. You know what I mean? Before you start talking crazy about the winner of Leon Parvo and Subriel, bro, you're not ready. And this isn't me hating on Hitchens at all. I don't really give a fuck about the dude. Honestly, I don't got no reason to hate on him. But what I'm saying is, based off of what I've seen in my experience in boxing, it ain't it, my brother. You ain't there yet. You know what I mean? I think a lot of people can agree with me. I think the only person that thinks he's ready, the only person that believes Hitchens is ready for the top guys is Hitchens. You know what I mean? So a delusion is a hell of a drug. Somebody said Klitschens. That's fucking hilarious. Silks Bando snapped with that. Richardson Klitschens should fight Regis to redeem himself. I mean, he was calling out Regis. He was calling out Regis for a long time. But I just heard Regis say that if he fight, I guess he gave Hitchens a little obstacle, talking about if he beats Subriel, then he'll fight him. So it doesn't really look like Regis wants to get into that fight with Hitchens neither. You know what I mean? I think that we all were able to see how slow and uneducated Regis' feet are and how he has an inability to cut off the ring. And maybe Hitchens will outbox Regis Prograis. You see what I mean? But, you know, I think that'll be a good fight to redeem himself. I would like to see Subriel fight Regis. You know what I mean? I think that'll be a good fight, a good stylistic matchup. You know what I mean? So let's see what's going on with Regis, man. After he lost to Haney, he was talking about doing MMA and all this other shit. You know what I mean? That's completely irrelevant. So we just gonna have to see exactly where his head is at and what he want to do next, because it look like he chilling right now. Pagaz says Pitbull Cruz can't knock Hitchens out. Why not? Why not? How isn't that possible? I think he's very capable of knocking Hitchens out, and I think that Hitchens could possibly outbox Pitbull Cruz. But to say that Pitbull Cruz isn't capable, I don't know if that's true. T says, why do we call fighters bums for being in a tough fight or fights they struggle with a certain style? I mean, that's what I said. I didn't call Hitchens a bum. That was a comment that I had read, but I don't believe he's a bum. However, I don't think he's ready for the elite neither. I think that he has potential. You know what I mean? He's just not ready for that step up yet. And that's okay. You know what I'm saying? That's okay to not be ready for that next level. That's why you got to continue grinding. You got to stay active. You got to take the right opponents to really build you up. You know what I'm saying? So you could be ready for that elite level eventually. The whole goal is to get a world title, right? I'm sure that's what Hitchens wants. He wants to be a world champion at the end of the day, right? So he has to take the steps necessary. It's okay to keep it a buck and be like, yo, there's some things I need to go back in the lab and work on. You feel what I mean? This wasn't my best performance, but y'all haven't seen the best of me yet. And I'm going to continue grinding until I get where I need to go. That's it. That's it. But instead, these dudes take an arrogant approach and speak as if there's somebody when they've literally not accomplished anything at a high level yet. And that's what really bothers me. These dudes be sitting out here like they this and they that. They laying eggs. I don't understand this shit. You know what I'm saying? That's just my whole thing. You think Hitchens struggles against Romero? That's very possible. We don't know exactly where Rolly is. At this point in time, mentally, we don't know if he's on the decline. We really don't know because, he's been having some iffy performances lately. Everything started to go downhill after Gervonta Davis, even after picking up that world title against Ismael Barroso. That wasn't an impressive victory neither. You know what I'm saying? So maybe if Rolly Romero gets in his bag or if he has some type of confidence boost going up against somebody like Hitchens, who's not that big of a puncher like Pitbull, Cruz, Barroso, and Tank, then maybe it will be a tough fight for him. I think the Rolly the undefeated Rolly, the one before he fought Tank, would have beat, Hitchens with that style that he had, that come forward, letting his hands go, throwing everything with bad intentions, applying pressure, continuously pushing his opponents back and eventually making them go blow for blow with him. You feel what I mean? I think that that version of Rolly would beat that version of Hitchens that we seen against Gustavo. I'm not gonna lie to you. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I think that he just looks very uncomfortable when he's in there with certain pressure fighters. You know what I mean? But we don't know what version of Rolly we have anymore. We don't know if his confidence is gone, if he doesn't believe in his punch resistance. Imagine going from that dude that was knocking everybody out to being concussed back to back to back. That gotta be it gotta be you know what I mean? Discouraging. Yeah, I mean, it gotta be very discouraging. All right, that's cool. Nah, but I had to check that out. But shout out to everybody that's in the building, man. Get the likes up, man. Let's get the likes up. Let's really get the algorithm on the up. You feel what I mean? We got 19 people in the building with just 7 likes, man. Come on, we gotta do better than that, man. Let's get them likes up, man. I appreciate everybody that's coming on here to chop it up with your boy. You see what I mean? But let's talk about the first title right here, man. He said, I don't give a fuck about who talking crazy. He ain't talking crazy to me. So it is what it is. Anonymous says, I feel like Hitchens could still beat Rolly. I mean, this current version of Rolly, yes. You know what I mean? I think Rolly would have had a better chance prior to the knockouts he sustained in his career. But you know what I mean? This version of Rolly, he can outbox. You know what I mean? We saw the dude, Jackson Marinez. We seen him outbox Rolly when he was undefeated. So why isn't Richardson Hitchens capable of doing so? I think that he's a better boxer than Jackson Marinez. So he might have Rolly card. But at the same time, Rolly doesn't really like to go up against those outboxing type of styles. You know what I mean? He's one of them people that when he starts to get outboxed, he claims that person is running. Bro, I'm going to tell y'all something. You know that a boxing ring is closed in, right? Y'all know that. So technically, they can't run anywhere because they're within a certain like perimeter. There's only so much. There's only so far they can go. It's really up to you to cut the ring off. You know what I mean? Really get your style in the mix of things and force them to fight. Now, if you a pressure fighter and you come forward and your whole thing is to punish this guy and try to get him into a firefight with you, you have to do what's necessary in order to get to that point. You know what I mean? If you are unable to cut off a ring, and the person is having so much success in just moving and punching and moving, because they know in their head that they got fast enough feet and they're athletic enough to get away from you, and they're able to win convincingly, then that's what they're gonna do. Not everybody is gonna fight the fight that you fight. You know what I mean? That's why it kind of frustrated me when Teofimo Lopez is talking that shit about Jermaine and how he's not going to be fighting that style and nobody wants to sit. He said nobody wants to what the hell he say to he said something after the Jermaine Ortiz fight. He was like, oh, nobody wants to go like punch for punch with me. I was like, well, why would they? Why would they? Why did Jermaine Ortiz have to do that when he was outboxing you easily? I don't understand. What are you talking about? If I got two streets and I know that this one is an easier path to victory than this one, I'm gonna take the easier path because, like Richardson Hitchens said, it's all about hitting and not getting hit. Why are they gonna sit there and go blow for blow with you when that favors you? My whole thing is to take the best thing that you do and take it away from you. That's what the best fighters do. Whatever you're good at, the best fighter is gonna make sure they neutralize you of that and implement their style in the fight until they get the victory. And that's just what it is. Miles Jordan, this is a beautiful statement right here, man. He says, if you're an elite boxer, you should be able to beat all styles. That is absolute facts, or at least try to find a way to beat all styles and not blame people for why you look like shit. You know what I mean? This is an individual sport at the end of the day, right? So it's just you and that person in there. You feel what I mean? So if that person is providing some resistance, you got to find a way to make the adjustments necessary to make it play in your favor. If somebody is constantly moving around the ring, you have to cut them off. Cutting off the ring is an art that a lot of fighters aren't really using these days, because what they rather do instead of taking things into their own hands and holding themselves accountable, they blame the other fighter and try to demoralize them as if they're not real fighters because they're not sitting there in front of you and going blow for blow. That's not everybody's style. That's not everybody's style. You see what I mean? Anonymous says, boxing is humbling. All the big mouth clowns, Shakur, Hitchens, Rolly, T.O. said Ryan's next. Ooh, wee. Well, Anonymous, that's an absolute fact. It's definitely a humbling experience for them, but I don't really see Hitchens being humble at all. It seems like he's on social media going up against the fans and acting like, his performance was so clean cut when it actually wasn't. So it looks like Hitchens isn't really too fazed by what the people are saying. You see what I mean? I seen Shakur crack under the pressure. You know what I mean? He said he wasn't going to give no excuses. Then he gave you 3 of them. Rolly, I don't think Rolly really give a fuck, man. He went on live like a couple days later buying stuff, just talking crazy. He not really fazed by the media. But Teofimo, I think that he's not really too worried about what social media says, but I do think that he struggles with things internally. You know what I mean? I think that he really suffers from some bad mental health issues. But, since he could fight, you know what I mean? And I guess he's been winning fights. Nobody really cares. So it is what it is, man. You know what I mean? Watch, Ryan is going to say that on Saturday if he loses to Haney. He's going to say Haney ran around the ring the whole fight. I'm going to tell y'all this right now. And y'all, this is the first time that I said this. I think that Haney is going to stop Ryan Garcia, bro. And I don't think it's going to be a John where, like, he gets knocked out, and concussed or slept or anything like that. I think it'll be from an accumulation of damage. The way that I've been seeing Devin Haney turn up shots over, how the way he's been training, how strong he looks and stuff like that. That man is on a different level mentally right now from what I've seen. You know what I mean? I've been a part of a lot of training camps, and I really feel like he's extremely locked in. You know what I mean? You could tell that in his mind, he really wants this knockout. I think that he understands that if he knocks out Ryan Garcia, it's going to take him to a whole different level in terms of, being a star in the sport of boxing. Ryan Garcia is literally his key to superstardom. You know what I mean? So he's definitely doing everything in his power to make sure that he gets to that point. I think that Devin Haney's accuracy, I think that Ryan Garcia's recklessness is going to be the reason why he touches the canvas in this fight. I see Ryan Garcia coming in reckless. You know what I mean? Devin Haney and his team are studying Ryan Garcia very closely. They notice all his go-tos, all his moves, and all his tendencies, whether they're good or bad. And I think that they've been working on certain kill shots that will ultimately, possibly hurt Ryan and even get him out of there. You know what I mean? And this is the thing right here. Like, I see Pagai right here, he's playing devil's advocate right now. He says Haney ain't stopped shit. Okay, cool. Andre Ward wasn't somebody who really stopped many people either. You know what I'm saying? And when people were saying Andre Ward was going to stop Sergey Kovalev in the rematch, a lot of people was like, oh, when's the last time Andre Ward knocked somebody out? Oh, stop. Yeah, stop. When's the last time Andre Ward knocked somebody out? You know what I'm saying? And what happened? He ended up stopping him. It wasn't a one, and there's different types of stoppages, y'all. I got to take this into consideration. There's stoppages if the ref stops it, if they stop it in the corner, if the doctor stops it. You know what I mean? He could very much quit. Ryan Garcia has quit in his biggest fight before. Who's to say that he won't quit again? Don't they say that quitters always quit? You know what I mean? That's something, once they show you that, that's just who they are. Don't people say that all the time? Why doesn't that apply to Ryan Garcia? It is very possible. It is very possible that Ryan Garcia gets stopped against Devin Haney. And you don't need a significant amount of power in order to stop somebody. Paulie Malignaggi stopped somebody in a world title fight, and he can't punch to save his life. And I'm really believe that Devin Haney has more power than Paulie Malignaggi. That's just my opinion. If Paulie is able to do so, why isn't Devin? Devin Haney hurt Regis several times, put him on the canvas, and this is a full-fledged 140-pound man that we haven't seen hit the canvas so that often. So, and I'm under the impression that Regis is a tough guy. He has some durability to him. He could take a shot. You know what I mean? Why is this so far-fetched for people to believe? Is Haney the biggest puncher? No. You know what I mean? Is he a knockout artist? No. But you don't need to necessarily be neither one of those things to knock somebody out. It's really that simple, man. And that's just my take on the situation. I don't know how anybody else feel, but I think I'm really considering putting some money. I'm not even a gambling person. I rarely do it. You know what I mean? All the bets I really be putting up in terms of parlays and shit, they be losing any motherfucking way. So, yeah, I'm not too big on gambling. However, I'm strongly considering putting some money on Devin Haney fighting, stopping Ryan Garcia. That's just me. I do think that Ryan Garcia has shown some instances where he doesn't seem to be focused all the way. I know he hasn't really been saying anything crazy lately. And it's really, in all honesty, because the New York State Athletic Commission got on his ass about a mental health evaluation. And ever since then, he's been real quiet. He said that he was going to sue, but then a little afterwards, he got extremely quiet. You know what I'm saying? So, okay, Regis got dropped by somebody we never heard of. Okay. It's somebody you never heard of. Not we, you. You know what I'm saying? But regardless, that dude that he had gotten dropped against, I heard he had some solid pop. Let's look back on this dude's record. You know what I mean? And like I said, when you got 8-ounce gloves on, when you got 8-ounce gloves on, bro, a lot of people could punch. I don't know if you talking about Zorilla. Zorilla got 17 wins with 13 knockouts, sir. Zorilla could punch. So to get dropped by him is not a far-fetched thing. You know what I mean? If you got 17 wins and only 4 people have made it the distance with you, it's likely that you cracking. Sorry, that's just I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I think he was 17-1 with 13 knockouts when he fought Regis Prograis. Haney had Regis doing a stanky leg. Yeah. And I don't even think they were hard shots. It was the accuracy. It was the placement. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I know this is rather cliche, but the shots that hurt you are the shots you don't see. And I think that, you know, I think that Devin is sneaky enough offensively to have Ryan Garcia run into a shot while he's getting careless that he doesn't see. You feel me? So it's not far-fetched that Ryan Garcia could get knocked out. And it's not far-fetched that Ryan Garcia could quit. He's done it before. He could blame it on him being malnourished to the rehydration thing, you know, getting hurt to the body and sparring and, you know, continuing the fight. I don't give a fuck what the situation is. I've seen people in way worse situations than Ryan Garcia and never quit. Actually have came out victorious as a result. Have y'all ever watched Chris Algieri versus Ruslan Provodnikov? Ruslan Provodnikov broke Chris Algieri's orbital bone. He wasn't a big puncher. Chris Algieri, he was not a big puncher, but he was skillful and he had grit. He had determination. He was a fucking dog. You know what I mean? His eyes swelled up profusely after the first clean punch Ruslan Provodnikov landed. And what did he do? He stood on his fucking bicycle and he jabbed Ruslan face off, gave him a boxing lesson. Now, he could have really quit after that first round and be like, yo, I had a broken orbital. But what did he do? He kept fighting. And he won the fight. So if somebody like Chris Algieri could go up against those circumstances and come out on top, why can't Ryan? Because Ryan don't got that shit that Chris Algieri got, and that's the will to win. Straight like that. Straight like that. Inoue got his orbital broken and still won. I didn't even know that. But that just goes to show, like, you know what I'm saying? It just goes to show, like, I've seen people in worse circumstances still rise to the occasion and even come out victorious. Even if they lost, they still made it to the cards. You know what I mean? Or if they got stopped, they went out on their shield. Shout out to Old School 868. What's going on? My brother Dominic TV says, finally caught the live. Salute. I appreciate you having you on. I appreciate you coming on. Appreciate you coming on, my brother. Thank you. We just chopping it up about Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia, man. I'm really starting to come to the idea that I think Devin Haney's going to stop Ryan Garcia. I remember that stop motion. That's a great one right there. Danny Williams broke his arm and still won. I remember that. That's crazy. I remember that. Ugas broke his – well, he went out of his shield against Earl. You know what I'm saying? But he broke his shit again against Barrios, and he still fought and still gave it all he had. Like this shit, yo, Gary Russell had a fucking his shoulder was completely disintegrated. What was it when he fought MarkMazuma? Who was it that Gary Russell fought? He ended up losing, but there was people that thought he beat the dude with one arm. And he hasn't come back from that injury since. Yeah, he fought MarkMazuma and he lost a majority decision. So that means that one of the judges had it a draw. He fought with one arm, bro, and still put on a masterclass of boxing Gary Russell did. You know what I'm saying? There's people that believe Gary Russell won. I thought he did enough. I thought he put on a masterclass. Ralph says that MarkMazuma barely won that fight. Yeah, it was a competitive John. Mike Tyson broke his back, spinal. You petty as shit, Lorenzo. No, seriously, though. You can't tell me Tank he like fractured or broke his hand with Pitbull and still outclassed him. That's the difference, dog. Ward Gotti broke his hand. Bro, it's so many different examples. Floyd broke his hand in one of his fights. He had his first standing 8 count. He took a knee and the ref gave him an 8 count with a broken hand, and he still won the fight. When he fought Jose Luis Castillo, he had a torn rotator cuff. Still won the fight, regardless of what people believe, whether it was controversial or not. the history still remains. The fact still remains he won the fight. There's so many fighters that have went against adversity and overcame it, but Ryan Garcia chose to stay down. And they said he couldn't beat the count. Come on, man. He got up as soon as the ref said 10. He couldn't get the fuck up at 8. Come on, man. Stop it. Stop it. And like I see people, I don't expect you to understand his circumstances because you never boxed before. Man, shut your goofy ass up, bro. You don't need a box to know that man quit. It's an observation. You don't need a direct experience to know when somebody has quit or not. I seen it. Fuck is you talking about? Like, not all boxing fans crazy. Like, these boxers be pissing me off. And I come from boxing, bro. I experienced boxing. You know what I'm saying? I've been in fights. I've competed. I put it on the line, bro. I know what the fuck I'm talking about. Look at this clown. Just keep banning him. Keep making him make new accounts. Weirdo. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've experienced it, bro. I've been through this shit. I know what war is like, bro. I've been in the trenches in this shit. I know how this shit go. You ain't about to sit here and tell me that Ryan Garcia didn't quit and, it's easy to talk crazy when you never been in there, man. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Don't nobody need to be in the ring to know that he quit. I'm sick of them. I hate when fighters be doing that shit, bro. These little stupid ass niggas, and a lot of them that be saying that ain't never fighting elite level anyway. They just want shit on boxing fans because they bitter their career ain't go out too well. Always want to degrade the fans' opinions and whatever the fuck they want to say. Oh, you never been in the ring before, so you don't know what it's like. Man, shut up. I don't need to. We don't need to. Straight like that. Stop Motion MMA says, Ryan fans just Devin haters. A year ago, they hated him. Yeah, some people will root for the opposite guy because they don't like the main guy. You know what I'm saying? Ralph says Ryan has power, but what if a scenario happens where Ryan catches Haney with his left hook and Haney eats it? What will Ryan do? That'll be some shit. If Ryan got a hella steam on that left hook, if Devin gets hit clean with that and he's able to absorb it and nothing's wrong, then Ryan is in trouble. Ryan is definitely in trouble, but Devin not in the business to get hit anyway. So you know what I mean? So let's see. He's not in the business to get hit anyway. I don't think Devin will take the chance to find out if he could take the punch or not. He's not going to take that risk. Devin moves very calculated and very disciplined. He's not going to sit there and try to get a feeling of dude power. He going to put himself in the best position possible to not get hit. Silks, you petty for this. He said only way Ryan would have gotten up off that knee is if he on some of that Oscar special. You petty, bro. I knew I had a feeling somebody was gonna say that shit. Ryan just stopped closing his eyes 2 fights ago. That's a fact. That's a fact. And I think he's still closing his eyes for real. I swear I seen in the Duarte fight, he had threw a hook and his eyes was completely closed. And then when he hits the reflex bag, he be throwing some fast shit. Boom, 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 boom. And his eyes is closed. I'm like, bro, why are you doing this? Who told you that was okay? You could tell he never really sat there and tried to learn from a coach. No one acknowledges how Ryan is not a good boxer. His athleticism has been carrying him against mediocre competition. That's a good point. I always said that Ryan Garcia was lacking in the skills department. I think what plays into his favor is his hand speed, and his power. And his athleticism may play a part in that as well. But for the most part, he's very one-dimensional. I don't think he has multiple tools in his arsenal at all. I think he's very limited. You know what I mean? I think he comes into the fight with a very empty toolbox. I think that nigga got 3 tools in his toolbox. You know what I'm saying? So I agree with you. Old school 868. Not really looking forward to Devin versus Ryan. Want to see him against a real opponent. I understand exactly what you're saying because Ryan Garcia, after he's lost to Devin Haney, to Gervonta Davis, he hasn't really done anything since then. He hasn't really done anything to really show that he's made any improvements or show that he's back on the right track and hopes of winning a world title. He fought Oscar Duarte, and although he had stopped Oscar Duarte, he did what he needed to do. There were several instances in that fight where Devin was getting hit clean. I believe he even gotten cut. You know what I mean? Trying to showcase a Philly shell when he's clearly never ever focused on a Philly shell before. You know what I mean? That he claimed that it worked somehow. No, it was just that Oscar Duarte wasn't at a level where he can make you pay for that mistake. You feel what I mean? So I understand what you're saying. Devin Haney could be in some bigger fights, more competitive fights, more real opponents. But, I think that Devin Haney is using this I think he's using Ryan Garcia as a way to become a bigger star. You know what I'm saying? That's just what I personally believe. So you wilding. You say he's amazing at hitting that stick. I don't know what the hell you talking about. That sound wild, my brother. You got to put no Diddy on there. You wilding. Ryan can't beat Sandor Martin. Sandor Martin might outbox the shit out Ryan Garcia. For real, for real. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think that Devin Haney is strategically using Ryan Garcia as a way to catapult, or he's using Ryan Garcia as a catalyst to reach a certain level of superstardom. And it's also going to keep his name, connected to Gervonta Davis. You know what I mean? Because with Ryan Garcia, they'll have a mutual opponent. And let's say it's a situation where Devin Haney absolutely dominates Ryan Garcia or even stops him. They're going to compare his performance to Gervonta Davis, and that'll make Devin Haney and Gervonta Davis a much bigger fight. Simple. You know what I'm saying? He beats Ryan, he takes the fan base. That's exactly what it is. It's a chess move. Because it's not like Ryan Garcia is a world champion and this is a unification fight. No, not at all. Ryan Garcia is not even a top 140 right now. If we're being honest, he's 1-0 at 140. Come on. It's done strategically. It's being done strategically. This is all just a part of DHP's plans. You know what I mean? They want to get that fight. They want to get that fight with Gervonta Davis. That's their goal, right? They want to get that big fight. So how are they going to be able to do that? By continuing to have the fans demand the fight. And how are they going to be able to get the fans to demand the fight even more and more and more? They got to continue winning. And not only win, but win in convincing fashion against solid dudes. So who's a solid dude? Ryan Garcia is a solid dude. You know what I mean? And what makes him a solid dude is that, he's a popular fighter. He stays in the media. He keeps himself relevant. He knows how to market a fight. And he's fought Gervonta Davis. King David's boxing. What's going on? What's going on? He said Conor getting knocked out. Bud ducking boots. We about to get into that right now, my brother. Let's compare Gervonta versus Gamboa and Haney versus Gamboa. Well, Gervonta, I thought that was one of his worst performances. It looked like, in all honesty, that Gervonta Davis spent that whole camp. He looked burnt out. He looked like he was fatigued early. He wasn't able to recover. And he genuinely beat Gamboa because Gamboa had sustained an injury earlier in the fight. So that definitely played a part. And Gamboa was on the decline, something crazy. You know what I mean? He'd been washed. You feel what I mean? So, Gervonta Davis just held on. You know what I mean? And, he kept thugging it out. And he was able to run Gamboa into a shot. And they stopped it as a result of that. Haney Gamboa, Haney dominated. But Gamboa was even more damaged at that time. Because I believe Gamboa fought Gervonta first. Then he fought Haney later on. So Gamboa was even more washed. He was even more of a shell of himself. But Devin Haney dominated. So you can't really compare the performances in all honesty because those are two different versions of Gamboa. But regardless, I don't really give neither one of them dudes much credit for that fight because that wasn't a prime Gamboa at all. That was a Gamboa that has been washed for a very long time. And he was just sitting there just collecting checks because he has a relevant name. He's a former world champion, all that good shit. You know what I mean? But I'm not really too big on neither one of those performances. If Devin becomes undisputed and destroys Ryan, I honestly believe Tank won't fight Haney. Well, it's not really looking too good in Devin and Tank fighting Devin now. You know what I mean? Tank's team is coming up with every excuse necessary as to why the fight won't happen. You know, Leonard Ellerby coming out talking about, oh well, Tank is really a 135. You know, you see, I know the business. You know what I'm saying? And he talk all that goofy shit. And he keeps saying how Tank is really 135, but he can make 130 if he wants to. You know, Devin Haney is not in the same weight class as him. They just giving every single thing necessary to make it seem like that fight is not relevant. Gamboa versus Robeisy Ramirez at 126 in their prime would be a great fight. Oh, that's a fact. Robeisy Ramirez. Oh, I don't know. Because the thing is, Gamboa, he really was fast, had power, explosive. You know what I mean? He didn't fight like the conventional, like, Cuban fighter. Like, he don't fight like Erislandy Lara, Guillermo Rigondeaux and shit like that. But he had a lot of athleticism on his side. And Robeisy, he's definitely beatable. He has 2 losses at this point in his career. But, he has skill, applied a lot of pressure, and that motherfucker hit. That they call him the train for a reason. You know what I'm saying? That boy got some steam behind them punches. So, I guess it would have went down on, I think it would have came down to, who had the better game plan that night. That would have been a good John, though. I want to see Robeisy get that rematch with that dude he lost to. I think he could beat him for real, for real. I don't know exactly what happened with that, but I think he could beat him. You know what I'm saying? Miles Jordan says, we get Shakur and Tank in their prime. Haney and Tank either not happening or it's going to be an out of prime fight like Pacquiao or Mayweather. Well, you might have a point, but I hope you're wrong. You know what I'm saying? I really hope you're wrong. I don't want to see neither one of these dudes fight outside of their prime when they take on these big challenges. I want to see the best version of themselves sharing the ring at the same time. But, maybe that's just me being too optimistic as a boxing fan. You feel what I'm saying? You go, Gamboa, Gamboa where he looked like real bad, bro. Isaac Cruz, bro. That shit was so sad. That shit was so sad, man. I was like, bro, why y'all do this to Gamboa, man? Why y'all let Gamboa do that? You know what I'm saying? Like, why PBC even lined that up? That's fucked up, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I started feeling bad for Gamboa after a little while. Like, why y'all do that to him? And then I felt the same way about Jorge Cota. I'm like, yo, why y'all do that? Why y'all keep doing Jorge Cota like that, man? Y'all done lined him up, done fucking threw him in the dungeon with all these dogs at 154. Like, why y'all keep doing that? You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the boy Mill City Boxing. He says, I hope this fight happens. I hope so too. Let's get into the whole possibility of these guys fighting right now, man. So there's been some rumors circulating, man. The first time I had seen it was on Blue Blood Sports. He was speaking about, them possibly being in negotiations. Now, I don't know if he got that from a source or he was just talking about it hypothetically, but I'm for it. You know what I mean? I like the idea of this fight happening. And I believe what had, started off sparking the rumors was Conor Benn posting a photo on his story with him and Jaron Ennis sharing the ring, and it's looking like the ref is waving over Jaron Ennis as if Conor Benn has stopped him. You know what I mean? So it seemed like that's what was going on. And then Jaron Ennis had put up a post a couple days ago. Let me see exactly what he said. I think he said like big announcement coming soon or something like that. Let's take a look at what he said. He said, see y'all soon. And then he put hashtag put him in a casket tour. So it seems like Jaron Ennis has something in the works. Conor Benn is calling out Jaron Ennis. But if we really think about this shit realistically, man, I believe the IBF is trying to force Jaron Ennis to face Cody Crawley next. You see what I mean? It seems like that's what's going on with him next. So I don't know if Conor Benn and Jaron Ennis is the fight to be made ultimately next, but it may be something that will happen later down the line. Conor Benn isn't allowed to fight in the UK at this point in time because I believe the British Boxing Board of Control is not allowing Conor Benn to fight over there because him and his team have not went through the proper steps necessary to reinstate themselves back and get their boxing license in the UK. So with that being known, Conor Benn has to make his living somewhere. He's done his last couple fights in the States. So, it makes sense to, fight a top dog that's from the States. Why not? Conor Benn isn't a world champion or anything like that. I thought he had a subpar performance against Pete Dobson. I think Pete Dobson had a little bit more success than what he was supposed to. And I find it real funny that as soon as Conor Benn tested positive, his power doesn't really seem to be what it once was. I've seen this man slump Chris Algieri. I've seen this man ultimately destroy people, bro. Just like run through guys. And I'm like, yo, first of all, that's a pause. But you get what I'm saying. Just like absolutely dominating. Absolutely dominating. And then you go up against this 154-pound dude who also tests positive, and you wasn't able to phase him at all with those big shots you was landing. And then Pete Dobson, he seemed like he was being calculated and cautious, but at the same time, it wasn't really any point where it looked like you really had Pete Dobson in trouble. Pete Dobson was pushing you back, and he was having moments where he looked like he had shocked you with certain punches and stuff like that. If he was able to match your volume, he probably would have defeated you that night. In all honesty, the only reason why Conor Benn came out on top in that bout was because he was more busier, and Pete Dobson was being super economical with his punches. Mill City says super pause. Yeah. I gotta check myself here and there. You know what I mean? I pay attention to what I say though. A lot of shit don't get past me. Soak said them muscles ain't muscling. That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? So Jaron Ennis, if we compare our last performances, Jaron Ennis, although he has not fought in a long time, when was the last time Jaron Ennis fought? I believe Jaron, I think like in my last video I said July, but I might have been incorrect with that guess. Let me check right here. He fought Romain Villa in, I was correct, July. You know what I'm saying? His last performance was in July, right? Against Romain Villa. Now, that was one of the best performances of Jaron Ennis' career if we keeping it 1,000. And the reason why I say that, because it was a well-rounded performance overall. He showcased a great jab, great inside game, great outside game, accuracy, punching power. He giving you looks from orthodox. He giving you looks from southpaw. The accuracy, the overall precision, bro, just broke Romain Villa. Romain Villa was an absolute gangster, man. He went into the fire and did everything he could with what he had, but Jaron Ennis was just too sharp, too well-rounded, man. And that version of Jaron Ennis, man, is going to be extremely tough to beat. Because, for one, he could do everything. There's nothing that he can't do, right? That's number one. But number two, he ultimately lives the fighter lifestyle, man. Every time I've ever walked into his gym, he is there working. Whether he has a fight date or not, this man is dedicated to the sport of boxing. He don't put no liquor in his body. He don't party. He don't drink. He don't smoke. Bro, he's always staying active. If the motherfucker don't got a fight date, he playing basketball somewhere. He's out running with his homies, getting them ready for fights. He's training fighters, which has only expanded his IQ. This man is absolutely dangerous because all he gives a fuck about is boxing. MOC, I'm not speaking on that, man. If you want to watch that video I did with YSM Sports Media about that narrative about Boots and Bud and all that, you can watch that video. It's available on my channel if you want to get into that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not touching that subject no more. I done ran through that topic multiple times. You know what I'm saying? We're not about to get into that. So we going to move on from this situation. I already addressed that. You know what I mean? It's a lot of false narratives that's out there, and there's only one truth. So if you want to see that one truth, go check it out on my channel with YSM. Shout out to Jamil Parker. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my boy. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. So, we compare our last performances. Jaron Ennis had a significantly better performance, in my opinion, against a better fighter. I think Romain Villa is better than Pete Dobson. I think that'll be a good fight. Them two right there. You know what I mean? I think that'll be a good fight right there. Why not? Pete Dobson, he's looking for the opportunity. He feels like a lot of people have been ducking, and Romain Villa just came off of a bad knockout loss. We don't know how much of him is gonna be the same going into his next fight. We don't know. You know what I'm saying? So that'll be a good fight. Why not? Why not? That'll be a good fight. But Karen had Boots doing 360. All right, this dude is an ultimate hater. You know what's so funny though? Like, there's people that talk shit about Boots' performance. I never heard nobody get criticized for winning a fight 120 to 108. Never seen that shit ever in life. This man dominated every moment of every round. 120, 108 across all three scorecards. And he gets criticized. Could he have stopped him? Possibly. But who the fuck cares, bro? He got 12 rounds in. That was a great experience. 12 rounds against a different style, which is only going to make him better. Anonymous, complete domination, and you get criticized for it. Now, I seen Vasil Lomachenko go to distance with dudes that he could have very possibly beat, and they'd be like, "Oh, Vasil is back. Oh, he the Matrix is back. Oh, he's the best guy at 135." Oh, I've seen so many European fighters get so much credit for dominating 12-round fights, but whenever it's a slick black fighter, the criticism is they don't get the same props. That's the shit that I noticed. There was people saying Jaron Ennis got exposed. I'm like, how? Did he get knocked down? Did he get hurt? Did he almost get stopped? Like, what? No. Mayweather. Oh, okay. Okay, Trump. Mayweather versus Floyd was 120 to 108. Oh, shit. I didn't know he fought himself. Did he shadow box? Shit, I didn't even know that. I didn't know Floyd fought Mayweather. Shit. Damn. You slept from round 3. Shit. If they fight and Bud win, is he going to get credit for it? Of course he is. Do y'all see who Terrence Crawford may possibly fight next? Israel Madrimov? Who would he get more credit for being? Israel Madrimov or Jaron Ennis, who is currently the IBF welterweight world champion right now? And the thing is, if Bud were to defeat him, he'll be 3-time undisputed in 2 different weight classes. That's a historic thing right there. Now you're just setting the bar even higher for other people to attempt to accomplish. Yeah, of course he's gonna get credit for beating Jaron Ennis. You might have some detractors, but you know what I mean? Bud haters are always gonna find a way to discredit him. But as a whole, from hardcore boxer fans, you are gonna get respect for beating Jaron Ennis. He's one of the most talented fighters in the boxing world. Fuck welterweight. There's not many people that are better than Jaron Ennis, period. There's champions right now that are not better than Jaron Ennis. Facts. He said Boots has never lost a round in his pro career. That's possible. That's possible. All I know is he's won all of his fights convincingly. And the fact that he won every single round of that 12-round fight against Karen and was bashed for it is mind-boggling. Yeah, I ain't know he shadow boxed. I ain't know Floyd fought himself. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know what these dudes be on, bro. But yo, so comparing the last performances between Jaron Ennis and Conor Benn, bro, it's safe to say that Jaron Ennis had the better performance. Now, in terms of them fighting each other, I would love to see the fight happen. I don't know what Jaron Ennis' situation is with Cody Crawley because he was acting like he was a scary motherfucker. They had offered him $300,000 according to Bozy Ennis, and he turned it down. But I guess Cody Crawley has a new team now or whatever, so he may have changed his mind or realized that this was his best opportunity. So now he wants to spin the block. You know what I mean? So maybe that's possible. I don't know exactly what's going on with that, but if Cody Crawley wasn't to take on the fight or whatever, then Jaron Ennis and Conor Benn is the next best option. Point blank, period. I would love to see that fight. I know Jaron Ennis is, from what I've heard, from what I've been hearing from people, it seems like he's resolving those legal issues. And I'm assuming that if it goes in his favor, then he'll be a promotional free agent. So, of course, he'll be able to go over to the matchroom side and make that fight happen, which is what Eddie Hearn wants anyway. He expressed interest in wanting to get involved in Jaron Ennis' career, you know what I'm saying, and shit like that. So why not? Jaron Ennis versus Conor Benn. Let's get it popping. Let's get it popping. You know what I mean? Conor Benn loved running his mouth. He think he that dude. I think that he's extremely overrated. And I think in his last couple performances, he looked like dog shit. And I don't think that's coincidental. So let's get it popping, bro. You've been running your mouth about Jaron Ennis on and off for your past few fights. You know what I mean? So let's see what you actually got. Let's see if you can go up against, one of the most skilled individuals in the sport of boxing, one of the most talented, one of the most well-rounded fighters, a gifted fighter, a generational talent, in my opinion. So let's see this shit pop. Let's see this shit pop. Conor Benn, he has some good qualities. He's actually a pretty intelligent fighter. I seen him set traps and be sound with his defense and make little subtle moves that lets me know that he's well schooled. However, and I see he got hand speed, and I guess if you want to still say he got power, then I guess that's cool too. He got some explosiveness in his arsenal as well, but none of those qualities are good qualities, but Boots has that and more. And I think that Boots' elusiveness and his sound defensive abilities will be the difference. Just being a lot better than him, being more well-rounded, having more tools to resort to when shit get hot in there. I think that he'll absolutely dominate Conor Benn. I think he'll beat the dog shit out of Conor Benn. Trump, I don't know if you're new to boxing or anything like that, but Boots was the mandatory for the IBF title. You know what I mean? And the IBF told him that he will have the winner of Terrence Crawford versus Errol Spence. However, Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford ended up having a rematch clause. So because of that rematch clause and them not being able to fulfill that mandatory with Jaron Ennis, they stripped Terrence Crawford of the title because he wasn't able to, take on Jaron Ennis as the mandatory due to the rematch clause. So what they did was they stripped Terrence Crawford and handed the belt over to Jaron Ennis. Now, did Jaron Ennis agree with that? Absolutely not. He wasn't content in the way he got the belt. He wanted to beat the champion or at least fight for it. Bozy Ennis said the same thing, but who's turning down a free world title at the end of the day? Not I. If I understand that world title could put me in position to make some great money or put me even bigger fights, then I'm going to take that all day. MLC says they let Spence hold that IBF belt for 2 months after Crawford get it. Oh, okay. They let Spence hold that IBF for years, but 2 months after Crawford get it, they strip him. Listen, that's a great point. Shit, I can't say nothing bad about that. That's a great point. That's actually facts. But I think that Errol Spence's situation was a little different because of the circumstances that he had went up against. And, Boots didn't become the mandatory until he ended up getting that IBF interim belt. And I think that just plays around the same time frame that, Errol Spence ended up fighting Terrence Crawford. So I think it was just bad timing, honestly. And I think that rematch clause is ultimately the reason why he had gotten stripped. They're like, all right, you can't fight Boots next. Well, he's been waiting for this opportunity. You still going to follow through with the Spence rematch, then we're going to have to take this belt off you and give it to him because we guaranteed him something. And since you're not able to fight him, then we have to give him the belt. I guess that's just a policy. I don't know how else to really put it. Shout out to the 40 people that's in the building, man, tuned in to Mazuma TV. I am very thankful for each one of y'all who are in the building right now. Let's get the likes up, man. Let's check how many likes we got in the building, man. Come on, don't do me dirty now, man. You know what I mean? I'm over here spitting this game, you know what I mean? I'm giving y'all great boxing talk. You feel what I mean? We got 25 likes, man. Come on, man. Let's get them likes up, man. We better than this. Come on, y'all. We better than this. Come on. Everything by John says, salute, bro. Salute. Do you think Ennis should move up now to 54? And who you think Virgil Ortiz should face next? Those are all great questions, my brother. I was speaking with my guy Reed a couple months ago when he was on here chopping it up with me. And Tia said, what happened to my face? Acne. Yeah, I mean, I got shitty skin sometimes, man. Sometimes it's clear, sometimes it ain't. I mean, I'm still trying to figure it out, but we gonna get that right. We gonna get the right ointment, son, whatever the fuck, get this shit situated, y'all. But you know what I mean? I knew somebody was gonna ask that eventually. But he said I was chopping it up with Rhea a couple months ago, and I was speaking about, Jaron Ennis being in a division right now that's really lacking those big names. You know what I mean? Ever since Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford moved up to 154, Sean Porter retiring and Keith Thurman being inactive. Looks like your Dennis Ugas has 1 foot out the door. You know what I mean? You only left with like Mario Barrios and Cody Crawley. So, what's really going on with that situation? And most likely if the titles become vacant, I believe Keith Thurman is going to find a way to get one of those belts and hold on to it for dear life, not giving Jaron Ennis an opportunity. So, meanwhile, at 154, there's a lot better names. You could revisit the idea of fighting Crawford and Spence if you make your name in that weight division. You got Erickson Lubin, you got Sebastian Fundora, you got Tim Tszyu, you have Jermell Charlo still somewhere around here. I don't know exactly what he got going on. Jesus Ramos. It's so many. Tony Harrison moved up to 60 recently, but you get what I'm saying. It's just so many more names. Use aloe vera. I got that. Let me. Yeah, I'm gonna get that a try. I appreciate that. I'm gonna get that a try. But yeah, there's so many more bigger names for Jaron Ennis to consider. You know what I mean? I understand that Jaron Ennis said he wants to be undisputed at 147. However, it just seems like the best bet will go to 154. And get into that smoke, man. Get into that smoke. Let's do it. You know what I'm saying? And he said, who you think Virgil should fight next? Well, I think he's fighting Thomas Delorme next, which I think is a safe bet. That lets me know that, Golden Boy is taking their time with Virgil. You know what I mean? They don't want to rush him into a big fight yet because, he still has some underlying health issues. They want to make sure that he's good to go. So they're giving him a safe bet. Somebody like Thomas Delorme, who has fought as low as 140 as far as I'm concerned. And, is very capable of getting stopped by Virgil. I think stylistically, Virgil will get him up out of there pretty early, probably within the first 4 rounds. He'll stop Delorme, honestly. We seen what Boost did to him. We seen what Bud did to him. You feel what I mean? So it's a safe fight. It's a safe fight. You feel me? So what should be next? Assuming that he beats Thomas Delorme, I mean, he's gonna have to get in the mix. Like, if he's in the WBO rankings at 154, I gotta see where he's ranked at in the sanctioning bodies. But I mean, shit. Virgil Ortiz versus Jermell Charlo, that'll be a good joint. Why not? There's a lot, bro. There's a lot of avenues he could go down to because 154 is that deep. It's just that is Golden Boy willing to throw him out there amongst the Sharks yet, or are they still concerned about his health and just taking the safest route necessary? You know what I mean? Because there was a point in time where I felt like those symptoms, them illnesses, that illness that he had, or whatever you want to call it, was irreversible. And I really considered the idea of like Virgil Ortiz retiring or like feeling like he needs to retire because, I had to give up boxing myself because of health issues. You know what I mean? I had ulcerative colitis, which is a chronic illness, for those of y'all who don't know. And I know what it's like to, be stripped of your abilities and not being able to do anything about it. You know what I mean? My body changed overnight. I became a different person. I wasn't able to fight at the same pace I was used to fighting. And, I didn't have the energy to continue moving forward. So I know that Virgil Ortiz went through a lot of mental tribulations, a lot of obstacles mentally. And if your body's not responding, your mind could be as sharp as a tack, but if your body ain't responding, that's a real dangerous position to be in. And it's just better off for the sake of your well-being to just hang up the gloves. So we just got to see exactly how Virgil is responding at 154. Maybe that weight cut was too much. You know what I mean? Maybe he was growing and, 147 was that cut was taking a toll on his body. So, maybe 54 is a safe division for him, man. We just going to have to see. You know what I mean? That's a fact. You can't play boxing. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. So that's my whole take on the Jaron Ennis versus Conor Benn fight, man. I think that Jaron Ennis smokes dude, but it's a great fight. You know what I mean? It might be able to do some numbers. In all honesty, even in the States, I think hardcore boxing fans would be interested. And they probably will do some talking back and forth. That'd probably be a underrated build-up, honestly, because Jaron Ennis isn't like the guy to initiate trash talk, but he's not gonna let nobody talk crazy to him. It kind of been a pretty arrogant dude for real. He bound to open his mouth and say some shit, and Jaron Ennis might reply to him, and they might have a little back and forth. You know what I mean? So that might be a dope little build-up or whatever. And if Conor Benn was to actually take this fight or be in a position to take this fight, I'll commend him. You know what I mean? I'll never really give him that ultimate respect because he is a drug cheat. But I respect him for taking on the challenge because I think whether he was on the drugs or not, he's not defeating Jaron Ennis. You feel what I mean? So that's just my personal opinion. Everything by John says salute. He stays saluting. He says, who you think Tank should fight after Frank? Well, we have to make sure that he beats Frank, first of all. But I'm assuming that you're saying if he defeats Frank Martin, if he's successful against Frank Martin. I mean, I'm assuming he's going to stay at 135. You know, Shakur Stevenson is fighting in July. I would honestly, if I was Gervonta Davis, man, I would definitely be stirring shit up, man. I would dead ass pop up the Shakur Stevenson fight. You know what I mean? I'll be ringside, even if it's not my event, and I'll be the type to hop in the ring like, yo, what's good, bro? What's up, man? Like, you got the WBC title, I got the WBA, what's up? You know, Gervonta Davis might feel like he too big for that, in all honesty, but that's personally what I would do. You know what I mean? I'll definitely get shit shaking. Even if it's not the next fight, bro, it'd be good to have that type of publicity going on with your name involved. You know what I'm saying? But I will see who's the winner of Shakur Stevenson. But, you know, I don't know, man, because I don't know exactly what type of time Tank is on after this Frank Martin fight. Frank Martin is a great challenger. He is going to present Tank some problems, but he should be able to beat him based off of his, you know, skill set and his experience level. You feel what I mean? And Gervonta Davis looks like he's in great shape, man. I'm not going to sit here and lie to y'all. Like, I seen this man finish up a workout, and, you know, Tank never really had like the most definition in the abdominal area. Like, I've literally seen him on scales sometimes, and like you could barely see like the definition in his abs. And it's probably because, you know, his whole abdominal section is like tattooed and shit like that. But when he took off the shirt, pause, and you seen like what type of shape he was in, you could see the abs clearly. He looks like he's on weight, like right now. Like right now, he looks like he's on weight. You feel what I mean? If not, then he's probably like 5 pounds away from it. So Gervonta Davis looks real shredded, looks real defined, and I think that it goes to show you how much he respects Frank Martin. And I had made a video talking about how like Gervonta Davis was concerned about Frank Martin. And a lot of people took it the wrong way when I said that, like I was hating on Gervonta Davis. It's actually a good thing that he's concerned about Frank Martin. Because when you're concerned about a certain fighter and you have a certain amount of respect for that fighter, it helps you get up, man. It helps you stay on your toes, stay focused, because the last thing you want to do is take an L or get embarrassed. So you're going to prepare properly until it's time to rumble. You see what I'm saying? So I said that he was concerned about Frank Martin because Frank Martin in the gym all locked in. He see Frank Martin, you know, loading up his ammo, getting ready for his opportunity. He'd be damned if Frank Martin overthrow him or take him off his throne. So what he going to do? He going to work his ass off and make sure that he's in the best shape possible to go up against Frank Martin, because this is going to be a tough fight. Frank Martin, I think Gervonta recognizes this, man. You feel what I mean? Stop motion. That's what it is, bro. You can't say nothing that just seems negative, even if it's not. If it seems negative, you know what I mean? Tank fans gonna take it as hate. You know what I mean? But they fanboys at the end of the day. Anybody who's a fan, I don't really like to have discussions with people who are not fans of boxing first. I am a fan of boxing before I am ever a fan of a fighter. Boxing comes before a fighter. You know what I'm saying? If I'm a fan of a fighter and I feel like they're going against what boxing represents, then I'm gonna criticize them. And that's just how it is, bro. If you don't like it, then you know what I mean, this ain't the channel for you. You feel what I mean? So Gervonta Davis looks shredded. He looked ready. You could tell that he has a healthy amount of respect for Frank Martin because of how hard he is training. Simple and plain. It looked like he training harder for this than he was for Rolly. And guys like Ryan Garcia, that boy looked like he on weight. I bet you if he get on the scale, he not too far from 135. I bet you that. He probably like 141, 142 right now. And he has plenty of time until he get into the ring with Frank Martin. So I hope he don't overtrain, because that is a thing. And overtraining is just as bad as undertraining. You feel me? So I hope he taking it slow. You know what I mean? Just going through the motions, you know, keeping himself sharp or whatever. And if Gervonta Davis is staying on weight this far out from the fight, then he don't have to worry about battling the scale. He can just focus on his skills. And it's a completely different situation when you're taking 8 weeks to focus on cutting weight and training and just training boxing. You have the ultimate advantage. That's why Floyd with so many levels above certain fighters, man, because he ain't have to do too many battles. He could just focus on the skill set, just push himself to the limit, hard work, and just focus on the skill set. These other dudes, they fighting multiple battles, bro. They gotta go deal with their baby mom, then they gotta work a full-time job. They come to the gym, then they gotta worry about their weight being on point. Bro, there's so many different things that they battle, bro. Floyd only had to worry about boxing. The money took care of everything else. So I like that Tank is locked in like that, man. Seemed like he cut that boy Adrian Broner off and been on point since then. So shout out to that boy, man. Shout out to that boy. He said when Tank lose, these dudes gonna lose their mind. No, they just gonna disappear, bro. I remember when Pacquiao fans were like that, y'all. Do y'all remember Pacquiao fans, bro? They were absolutely insane. You cannot say anything crazy about Pacquiao, bro. They blow up your comment section, threaten you. You know, I remember Tim Bradley was talking about he was I don't know if he said, I'm not gonna say the word, but you know, like he was having thoughts of like offing himself and shit like that. And you know, he was depressed because of all the criticism he got from Pacquiao fans, and they were threatening his life. And you know what I'm saying? It really got to him mentally. Manny Pacquiao fans were absolutely nuts. Nuts. They were the worst fan, bro, the craziest fan base I've ever seen. But once he lost to Floyd Mayweather, I seen YouTube channels disappear and everything. Yo, there was, bro, I wish I was a YouTuber around the time, bro. Floyd Pacquiao, bro, was generating so much numbers on YouTube. So many people got paid off of just talking about Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather. There were channels that were strictly dedicated to only talking about Floyd and Manny Pacquiao. Y'all know how I sit here and I just talk about, bro, I talk about everybody that's relevant. Boots, you know, we spoke about Conor, Benn, Gervonta Davis, Frank Martin, Shakur, Devin, Subriel, whoever, Anthony Joshua, whoever, anybody that's relevant, Teofimo, whoever. There was pages that was dedicated to all. They won't speak about nobody else, just Floyd and Pacquiao, and they would get hella subscribers, hella views, bro. They was cashing. I know them monthly checks was beautiful. Just talking about that, that's how big the fight was. Bro, as soon as Pacquiao took that L and Floyd dominated that fight, ultimately, bro, you seen channels disappearing. People just left the face of the internet. Just left the just left the YouTube world and never came back. Well, I'm sure they came back. They just came back under different names. You know what I'm saying? They end up, you know, turning into fans of other people. You feel me? But yo, I remember that clear as day, bro. I've been on YouTube that long. Bro, I was on YouTube in like 2009, 2010, just paying attention to the boxing community. I was on here. Bro, you couldn't tell Pacquiao fans nothing. If you said anything crazy about the Pac, man, bro, you was in trouble. Yeah, they had to rebrand themselves, bro. You know what I mean? They couldn't back Pacquiao after that, especially when Pacquiao was making them torn rotator cuff excuses and said that he healed his shoulder swimming in salt water and shit like that. They couldn't deal with, you know, defending him. You feel what I mean? So they had a you know, come back under a different name. You know what I'm saying? So that's I remember that clear as day. I don't know how long y'all been on here, but I've been on here that long. There was one dude I remember, he used to talk about just Mayweather and Pacquiao all the time. Now this dude just make videos about betting and tennis and stuff. Yeah, he gonna go on to whatever generate. That just lets you know that he wasn't really a fan of the sport. You know what I mean? He was just a fan of the idea of them fighting. Maybe he saw an opportunity. Maybe he had opportunists to, you know, talk about it, you know, to get familiar with the topic so he can make some bread off of it. There's a lot of people on here that really don't fuck with boxing like that, but they see the numbers that the boxing world does. So, you know, they invest all into it. You know what I mean? They educate themselves. You know what I'm saying? They know they learn how to speak on certain topics to make themselves to give the impression that they know boxing and shit like that. And they get their checks and they go about their day. They don't really give a fuck about boxing for real. I'm speaking, bro. I'm very few channels, bro. Really think about it, bro. How many people are actual like YouTubers in the boxing world that actually come from the boxing world? Like a lot of these dudes, you know, that talk boxing, you know, they might have, went to school for like, what's that shit called? Journalism and shit like that. Then they like Kevin Iole, who I'm gonna have on here soon. I gotta figure that out. Like Michael Benson and Mike Coppinger. Bro, how many people that are actually on here? You know what I mean? I know Greg Hackett, he from Philadelphia. That's a legit dude, legit fighter. You know what I mean? But besides him, how many people are actually come from boxing gyms, that come from the sport, bro? That, like if they turn this YouTube shit off right now, we still in the mix. It's not that many of them. Side Motion said like 2%. That's a fact. Real shit. Real rap. There's like pages from Philly that they be talking boxing. I've never seen them a day in my fucking life. And if I ever did see them, they wasn't in the mix for real. They were just sitting in the crowd being fans. They ain't doing nothing for real. I mean, ain't nothing wrong with that, but I'm just saying there's not that many people that are genuinely on YouTube that, actually come from the sport. A lot of them just see an opportunity to make some money. Yeah, I mean, so they become controversial figures. They become these certain type of, characters, and and they profit off of it. And that's cool. I mean, get your money, whatever. It is what it is. Some of these YouTubers speak more on the influencer boxing than anything. Yeah, I refuse to talk about that. I would dread going on YouTube if I had to speak about fucking influencers boxing. I would like to fight one of them influencers for real, for real. What influencers out here right now that's between 150 to 160 pounds? I need to fight one of them, man. I need some money. Yeah, man. I need some money, man. Don't put big ass Jake Paul on me now. I ain't big enough to go blow for blow with him. I'm talking about somebody who actually in my division. Salt Pop? No, that nigga big as shit. He big as hell, bro. He was fat as hell too. He lost weight. Nah. He must have lost weight or something. Nah, he looked big as hell. He looked fat. He lost weight for real? He weighed like 160 right now? They say well, a year ago they said he weighed 81 kilos and that's when he lost weight. So how much is that? Because we do pounds over here. We don't do kilos. 81. Yeah, he won 80, bro. Well, 178. Fight Dylan Danis. I will box the shit out of Dylan Danis, bro. I will box the shit out of him, bro. I will beat him with a fucking jab. Oh, he got knocked out at 160. He probably was drained. He probably was drained for real. Cause it looked like he cut a lot of weight. He looked like he ain't had no water, like his face looked sunken in and all that shit. Said MazUma versus Southpaw as a pay-per-view fighter fight. Oh man. Put that bread up, man. I'll beat his motherfucking ass. He was chasing that glizzy to make weight. That's wild. Shit, the money right, I'd do it. I promise you I'd do it. I go to Chicago too. Facts. Fight Nate Robinson. Don't do Nate like that. Don't do Nate like that. I'll put that boy out. I will punish Nate Robinson. Pause. I think he traumatized. I don't think he'll ever throw on boxing gloves again. After what happened to him, he had no business being in the ring with Jake Big Ass, bro. Jake finessed him. I don't know who gassed him up to take that shit, bro. They thought he was a little punk ass white boy. You know what I'm saying? And he got his ass smoked. Nigga got his shit broiled. That's a bad job, bro. I mean, yeah, it ain't not, J Cash, you totally right. You said boxing ain't Nate Robinson's strong suit, football and basketball is his thing. He an athletic motherfucker. Fight Dean the Great. Dean the Great could actually, I think he got some skills though. From what I've seen, I don't know if I'm tripping or what, but it looked like he could fight a little bit. He don't look bad from what I've seen. I don't know, maybe I'm tripping. Fight Deji. Who the fuck is that? Oh, 135. I'll walk Dean down. I'll fuck him up. Hold on, let me see him. He be talking greasy. Let me see. I'll walk him down. Let me see something. He like a little aggressive dude. He got fast hands though, but he swing crazy. Yeah, he come in hella reckless. What the fuck? They do like tag team? Did one fighter come out the ring and another one step in? What the fuck was that? Hey, yo. Bro, this dude a blade, bro. Ooh. Yeah, he be doing these misfit niggas dirty. Yeah, that was a bad joint. He ran him into a nasty right hand. He don't look that bad. He don't look bad at all. He actually look like he punched with some bad intentions. But he is a small guy though. I can't make no 35. I die on that scale. Yeah, he's small. He's small though, but he got some hand speed. He not bad. He not bad. What? They do tag team boxing, bro. Where the fuck I been at? Like I literally seen him punching on dude. The nigga got out the ring. So I'm like, oh shit, he quit. Another nigga jump in. Like, what the fuck? Bro, these niggas wildin'. I ain't know it was that bad. KSI cousin. Who Deji? Bro, that's wild. These niggas have tag team. You know, as a matter of fact, I heard of that before, but I thought niggas was capping. I just thought that was like a little crazy idea. Anonymous, they should have been woke up. I think that boxing was like at one point in time was so dry, was so slow that boxing fans were willing to settle for anything just to see niggas rumble. Yo, boxing Royal Rumbles would be fucking insane, bro. No way. No way. But yo, that's something new for real. For I ain't never hearing about no shit like that. Wow. Dylan Danis versus Logan Paul event. I watched the Dylan Danis and Logan Paul. I ain't see that though. Dean the Great. Ooh. See, Dean the Great actually looks like a boxer though. Like how the way he holds his hands, and I seen him just slip and counter. So he got some skills. He not bad. He's actually pretty composed in there. He seems pretty calm. Now, that could be because of the level of opposition he's fighting, honestly. Like if we keeping it 1,000. But he don't, I'm not gonna shit on him too much. He looked like he all right. He punched with bad intentions. Oh yeah, he got some pop. Yeah. Yeah, I will bully him. If I was to fight him, I'll bully him. I walk him down on some Isaac Cruz shit. Yeah, I'll make that shit ugly. For real, I'll lean on him. All that shit. Yo, hold up. These niggas smacking each other at Bro, where have I been? Hold on. Oh, wow. Dean the Great got smacked. That's crazy. Damn, I missed all this shit. It was over a year ago. That's what's up. Look like some boy named the Shark or Waleed the Shark or something like that. Look like he slapped the dog shit out of Dean the Great. Yo, listen, somebody smacked me outside of boxing, bro. They ain't no more fighting, bro. Nope. That fight over with. Niggas money getting fucked up. Bro, ain't no way. There's no way I'm getting smacked and I just be like, oh, I'm gonna just wait until I get paid. Bro, it's a wrap, bro. You disrespect me as a man, bro. Money don't matter to me no more. I'm sorry. I don't give a fuck how much it is. We just gonna be some niggas that done missed out on some money. Smack me or any like that shit. What happened to Canelo and Plant, bro? The fact that Plant stood on stage after Canelo smacked him and gave him that cut. Listen, bro, niggas would have been in trouble. In trouble. On my son. Shit, wow, bro. I don't know. That money make niggas calm down, I guess. JK, that's what I'm saying. You smack me, it's over. Now, what happens after that remains to be seen. You know what I mean? Anything can happen. I'm humble enough to know that. But one thing that ain't gonna happen is me just sitting there holding my face or continuing with the press conference. Bro, it's a wrap. Somebody gonna get hurt. I don't know who, but somebody gonna get hurt behind what you just did. You could have just kept your hands to yourself, you know what I mean, and try to hurt me in the ring. But you want to do it outside the ring, you trying to get some views. All right. You're gonna have some views for the wrong reason, nigga. Real shit. But yeah, I think I spoke about everything I needed to speak about today, man. You know what I'm saying? It's currently 12:20 in the morning. You know what I'm saying? So, I got a long day for tomorrow. I got my guys sparring at Pivot, man. If y'all around the area, slide by 2807 North 6th Street, Pivot and Boxing Academy, Philadelphia, PA, 19133, man. Come check us out. We got some sparring going on tomorrow. I need some photographers, man. Any photographers in the Philadelphia area, man, come through. Take some pictures of your boy, man. If you got great work, then we might hire you. You feel what I mean? So I got a long day tomorrow, man. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna come out with some videos tomorrow. Also be on live tomorrow. We're gonna keep this shit rolling because we on a mission. You feel what I mean? We definitely on a mission. We on the road to 2K. You feel what I mean? And I think we got like 10 subscribers in one day. So shout out to everybody that's coming through and supporting the brand. You know what I mean? Supporting the channel. We always gonna keep it as objective as possible and keep giving y'all the best content possible. You know what I mean? I got some things in the works where, we might have to pull out the pot. We might get in the podcast bag. You know what I mean? I'm trying to get that shit situated, man. Make sure I had the right equipment. You know what I mean? I already got the perfect place to do the podcast and shit like that. So I'm looking to do the podcast at least one time a week. You know what I mean? With some knowledgeable people from the boxing world. Because we in one of the fight capitals. So it's not gonna be hard to find people to chop it up with. You feel what I mean? So be on the lookout for that. That's something that I got going in the works. It's not going to be called Mazuma TV podcast, though. It's not. I'm going to give it a different name for sure. But I also got some new Mazuma merch that I'm in the process of making. You know what I mean? I had a lot of people buy my last one. I was getting orders from all over the place. You know what I'm saying? Stop Motion said you and Greg Hackett would be great. It would be. I would like to chop it up with Greg. I seen Greg on Saturday. I mean, I didn't get to talk to him or nothing like that. We don't be really having conversations that much, but there's always respect whenever I see him. So, yeah, that'll be a great conversation. We could definitely bring him on. You know what I mean? I think he actually requested me on Facebook like a couple weeks ago, but I haven't spoke to him. So I'm going to try to see if I could bring him on sometime soon. You know what I mean? Your thoughts on Jake Paul in Philadelphia shooting that small Rocky scene? He did that recently? When he do that? Hold up. I know he in Philly for real. He ain't in Philly. Oh shit, he is. Motherfucker in Philly. What a bastard. He gotta be gone by now. Jake Paul should fight Greg. I don't know, man. Greg might fuck up his money. Greg could really rumble. He got like a lopsided record or whatever. but he really done fought like real monsters, bro. Like Greg done really fought some solid people. Like he fought Jared Hurd on the come up, Samir Bossi. Like he really fought like Alantez Fox. He's fought some names, bro. That's crazy that he was in Philly and nobody told me. Like he not too far from where I'm at right now. That's crazy. I wonder if he can't be in Philly. He probably long gone. But people talking about don't compare yourself to Rocky. Why not? Jake Paul is a real boxer. Rocky wasn't. Fuck Rocky. But anyway, I'm gonna get up out of here, man. Shout out to everybody that's in the building. This is Mazuma TV. Thank you very much for tuning in. Hit the like button on your way out, man. We're gonna be back with some more videos, back with another live all tomorrow, man. So be on the lookout for that. Until then, this is Mazuma TV. Shout out to the nation and the mob for tuning in. I'm gonna go give my ass some rest, man. Y'all have a blessed night. I'm out of here, man. Peace.